Shalom. Let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. A double honor to the elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that grew well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel that are people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. All right, let's jump into this real quick. This is real quick. Quick warning, or should I say a public service announcement, PSA, in all caps. And this is on vitamin D. And this word, this cholecalciferol is through Dr. Frankenstein is a form of vitamin D, and it's the major form of the majority of over 90% of vitamin D's out there. That supplements, and this is what Dr. Frankenstein, and it was actually a Moabite come in, like he was all intelligent, like he's so wise and caring. I see your vitals are low on vitamin D. Highly recommend you take. I said, I don't get sick. That's what I don't get sick. It's okay, but you're still going to eventually need it. All right. Well, what vitamin D do you recommend? Oh, just any of them. Any of them, Walmart or any drugstore, or something to that extent. Okay. But when you go and get it, that's why we highly recommend you, read labels, man. And that was, that was highly recommended, recommended for us to do. That was recommended through our elders, man. That's why it's important who you learn from. It was highly recommended for us to look up labels and look up definitions to words and so on and so on. So you won't be ignorant to these facts. And this is Exhibit A, an example I have here to show you. And so, and this is just part of the curses we're under, man. So that's why you have to do, you have to be circumspect, so to speak. Looking around, see what's going on here. All right. So again, the number one ingredient in the supplement vitamin D that you go and purchase from these stores, all right, is this here. And I'm just going to jump straight to it, man. Cholecalciferol. I'm going to jump straight to it. All right. Medical, the uses here appears to stimulate the body's interferon type 1 signaling system that protects against bacteria and virus. All right, for your immune system. It's supposed to support your immune system. So let's get straight to it. Now, don't let this deceive you when you read this. There you go, pesticide. All right, listen, let's read this together here. Rodents are somewhat more susceptible to high doses than other species, and cholecalciferol has been used in poison bait for the control of these pests. Oh man. If you ain't got a headache yet, it's just madness. So it's shifting back to us here, the mechanism. So don't think this is, the rest of this we're reading here is to be identified with rodents or beasts or whatever. The mechanism of high dose cholecalciferol is that it can produce hypercalcemia, which result in systematic calcification of soft tissue, leading to kidney failure, cardiac abnormalities. What? Oh, man. Hold on, let me look this up. Results in systematic calcification. Let's get it. This is just effed up, man. Systematic calcification is the abnormal accumulation of calcium deposits throughout the body, which can harden tissues and cause various H problems. I'm trying to watch my language too. You know how they are with that. No medical advice, and we're not giving out medical advice. This is to keep the look, the warn folks to keep their eyes open, man. But we have to warn the people, man. We have to warn folks. This is part of what we do. As Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said, I send you to the children of thy people and give them warning from me. This is a warning, man. Watch what the hell you putting in your mouth, which can harden tissues and cause various health problems depending on the location and severity. This can occur due to a global problem leading to widespread calcification. I'm going to have to come back and look in on a lot of this here. The buildup can cause mechanical stress, stiffness, and cell damage in affected areas. So, cardiac abnormalities, hypertension, CNS depression. So they're not talking about no goddamn rodents when it's talking about am I missing something here? Are they monitoring depression in the animals now and rodents now? So this is referring to us. And GI upset. I'm going to load this anyway. I don't really care. GI upset refers to a range of symptoms like nausea, bloating, gas, and abdominal pain. If you haven't decided yet to keep this shit out not to consume this, man, then you've made a wise move. Signs generally develop within 18 to 36 hours of ingestion and can include depression, loss of appetite, polyuria, and polydipsia. I'm going to look at it. High doses of it will tend to rapidly accumulate in indiposed tissue, yet release more slowly, which will tend to delay time of death for several days. What? From the time that high dose bait is introduced. So wait a minute here. Going back up here. So can conclude depression. So they're monitoring this and nah, come on, man, be serious here. And this is not an example of being over righteous much, man, which we're not to do. You have to be aware of what you put in your mouth, man. Again, Job 13:4, as for you, you smear me with lies. As Dr. Frankenstein, you are worthless quacks. Let me get to that one. But you are forgers of lies. You are all Dr. Frankenstein of no value. It's just crazy, man. This is part of the curses, man. Ezekiel 4:13, the Lord said, this is how Israel will eat defiled bread in the Gentiles' land in which I will banish them. And there's no telling what else. Maybe I should do that search real quick. If they're, whatever else they're putting it in. Let me do that. Oh, I know I should word it different. Other than the natural way of getting it, other than the supplement. So vitamin D3 is found in foods like fatty fish, egg yolks, right? Livers of the blood, which I don't eat liver. I mean, some others do, but I don't eat the liver. This is a question I should ask the actual Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, about liver. Because I remember me and a brother was actually having an actual conversation on it, and I don't agree, and if it's from pig, it's lawful. I was in disagreement with it, but just friendly debates, man. You know, but I don't eat liver, so fatty fishes and egg yolks are lawful to eat, and it's also added to many fortified products such as milk. And you already know milk. You have to be careful with milks as well. With all that pus in it, and you know why all the pus, what this devil's doing with the shooting them up and with whatever hormones and causing them to overproduce milk. And blood and milk and pus ends up in the milk. Okay, yogurts and some cereals, and you know about cereals too. Mushrooms can also be a source, especially if they have exposed to UV light to increase their vitamin D content. So there's hope there. It's not all lost cause there. So you don't necessarily need that. You don't need it, period, to supplement. So there's natural ways of getting it. All right. Man, it's just like, wow, man, when you think about it, just why more examples of why we are desperately in need of a savior, of our savior, Yahweh Shai, man, to deliver us about it is just hell, man. Just straight up hell. And that's without exaggeration. So again, you look in on that on your own, man, and judge it on your, and let a brother know how you look at this. And I'm sure there's a lot of other supplements out there that got shit in it, man, that'll mess you up. That's why it's important that you got to do a little digging when looking into these things, other than just the surface. You know what I'm saying? So hope you're edified. Till next time, Lord willing, shalom.